Hey, what's good, people? It's Adam Ivy. It's day number 3 of one video a day for 30 days straight. Today, I'm going to give you a tour of the studio. I get emails every week from people wanting to know what I use to make my beats. Whether it's questions like, what kind of keyboards are you using? Or questions like, are you using Fruity Loops? Are you using Reason? What digital audio workstation are you using to make your beats? So today, I'm going to answer those questions for you guys and show you what I use to make my beats. But first, I'm going to tell you what I started with. I started with a Dell laptop running Windows XP that I bought back in 2005 for I think like $360 refurbished directly from Dell. It didn't even have a gig of RAM. I think the hard drive was like 200 gig hard drive. If that. I don't even think it had that. But I was running Reason 3. I had this laptop, kind of a crappy pair of headphones, and what kind was it? An Evolution MK641 MIDI controller, I believe. But that's what I started with, and you really don't need much to start. Everything I show you today has been kind of a collection of the equipment that I've accumulated over the years, whether it be, you know, my keyboards, my monitors. You know, I'm on my 4th Mac, my iMac, as you can see behind me. That's what I use to do all my beats, and then I obviously have hard drives to back up my OS and, you know, samples, VSTs, everything like that. But don't think just because I have this that you need this in order to make good beats or record yourself or whatever, because you really don't. It's just in what preferences you have, what you want, and obviously I'm a firm believer that if you don't invest in yourself, nobody else will. So over the years I just, you know, continue to upgrade and continue to get more to the professional level with my studio rather than just be content with a Dell laptop and a crappy MIDI controller. So I hope you enjoy. I appreciate you watching my videos. Please subscribe if you have any questions about studio setup, you know, some software issues or whatever. Feel free to contact me in the comments below. And I want to know what you guys use. If you use Fruity Loops, if you use Reason, Pro Tools, you know, Sonar, what else? Logic. I mean, Cubase. I know there's an infinite amount of different stuff you can use to make beats. So if you have any other questions about what I use in my studio or whatever questions that you might have, feel free to email me at adamiveyemail@gmail.com. Send me a message through YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. And I'd love to hear what you guys use to make your beats. So in the comments below, let me know if you're using Fruity Loops, Reason, Pro Tools, Logic, Sonar, Cubase. There's so many others out there, and you know, we can all make really good music with the tools we have. So that's what's really important. So I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. It means a lot to me. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, thumbs up the videos, favorite. So with that being said, let's get to the studio tour. So to start, I use an Apple 24-inch iMac. It came with a 320 gigabyte internal hard drive that I actually upgraded to a 2 terabyte just to hold all of my VSTs and whatnot. And it has 6 gigs of RAM. So for the keyboards I use an Akai MPK49 MIDI controller, and I also have a Yamaha KX8 MIDI controller. The MPK49 by Akai is a 49-key MIDI controller that also has 12 touch-sensitive pads, similar to an MPC. It also has rotary knobs and sliders that can be assigned to any control in Fruity Loops or any other digital audio workstation. The Yamaha KX8 is an 88-key, fully weighted MIDI controller that can control VSTs, digital audio workstations, and all the controls within. For my audio interface, I actually just use an M-Audio Firewire Solo that I picked up, I believe, for about $250 a couple years back. I'm planning on upgrading in the next couple months, but for the last few years, this is all I've used, and this is really all you need. For recording, I use a PreSonus 2-Pre preamp that I paid, I think, $100 for a year or two ago. It really does the job. It's not the greatest, but for $100, you really can't complain. For recording, I have 2 different condenser microphones. The one that I prefer using, though, is the C1, made by Studio Projects. It's a great microphone, and for the price, you really can't beat it. For monitors, I use the KRK Rokit 8s. I actually started with the KRK Rokit 5s a few years ago, but it didn't have enough bass response for me, and I don't believe in mixing with a subwoofer, so I upgraded to the larger KRK Rokit 8. For the majority of my beats, I do the final mix down in my Audio-Technica AT-M50 studio headphones, rather than just do it by ear with the monitors. I later reference with the monitors to see how close each are, but I find that the headphone mixing is much more accurate. Hey guys, I get a lot of emails asking me what virtual instruments I use to make my beats on a day-to-day basis. since I have so many of them, I just figured that I'll go into Logic and show you guys. I know a lot of producers are reluctant to tell people what they use, but I have my favorites, which I'm not going to disclose, but I can just show you here, you know, the virtual instruments that I do have. So I'll just run through them quick. Start from the bottom. Addictive Drums, Attack, Surge, UVI Workstation, Zebra 2, Zebralet, Easy Drummer, Superior Drummer, Filter Bank 3 Synth, Gladiator, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Ivory, Hydra, Spectrasonic suite of Omnisphere, Stylus, RMX, and Trillion, Albino 3, Blue, Predator from Rob Papin, Nexus, Quadra, Slayer, Vanguard, Glass Viper, Symptom, Bass Station, V Station. Where do I start here? Native Instruments, Absinthe 4, Acoustic Piano, B4 2, Battery 3, Electric Piano 1.5, FM 8, Contact 3 and 4, Massive, Pro 53, Reactor 5, Purity, Aspect, Alpha, whatever that is, Octopus, Sax Lab, Sylenth, Zebra 2000, or I'm sorry, Vibra 2000, Vibra 3000, iDrum, Fatmatic Pro, Morphine, Poison, Sakura, Saw, Toxic Biohazard, Philharmonic, Sample Moog, Sample Tank, Sampletron, Sonic Synth 2, Crystal, all those. The Mini Monster's a nice one. Circle, Discovery, Eve, Nefton, that. Alchemy, CA5000, Rapture, Analog Factory, ARP 2600, again the Mini Moog, the Moog Modular, D-Hammer, Lounge Lizard String Studio Strum Acoustic, Tasman 4 Synth, and Ultra Analog VA, and the True Pianos. So that's what I use typically for VSTs, for actually making a beat, creating a beat, and then after I make the beat and do audio recording, I also have, let's see, I'll go up here and show you my other plugins. I obviously have the Waves bundle, Dpol, Z-Rev, SPL, Suite, Soundtoys Suite, Oxford Suite, excuse me, another Softtube Suite. I'm just gonna, go through them so you can read for yourself. Give you a couple seconds to quick note down what I have. I don't use all of them because I have over 1 terabyte of plugins between VSTs, plugins when it comes to vocal processing, EQs. I mean, you name it, I got it. I have over 94 gigs of drum samples, just to put it into perspective. That you guys who know about drum samples, 94 gigs, you won't ever get through it unless you're making beats 26 hours a day and using different drums on every single beat. Okay, Orange vocoder, Nomad Factory is very very useful to me, along with Waves on pretty much all my beats. Not every one, it depends on the sounds, but most of them. Native Instruments again, Lexicon, Isotope, great company, IK Multimedia, GeForce, Flux, Fab Filter, Compressor, Brainworks, Arturia, Apple, of course, Antares. I'm sure you guys know what Auto-Tune is. I try not to use it too much. There's a couple other ones in this suite that are way more useful than Auto-Tune, but I'll let you figure that out yourself. And the Abbey Road. So that is or should I say, those are the plugins and the VSTs that I use. You know, you got to do your own research to figure out which one would be the best for your application, but that's what I use. I also have, like I said, the drum samples and everything, but the presets in Logic Pro 9 I actually use quite a bit instead of going into the third-party plugins. I use a lot of the plugins that come in Logic Pro 9 for doing basic EQs, compression, and I suggest that you look into that before you go and spend thousands of dollars on plugins and VSTs. So I appreciate you watching, and I hope this video helped you. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up and let me know what you're using in the comments below. So until next time, love yourself, don't forget about me. Peace.
Adam Ivy.